Welcome back to The Lead. Now it's time for the politics lead in the middle of what might be the most bruising election battle of his 3 decades in office and likely the most expensive race in the history of the United States Senate. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell did something today that the senator from Kentucky very rarely dares to do. He agreed with President Obama. Our chief congressional correspondent Dana Bash just spoke exclusively with McConnell, who remained quick to criticize the president's overall foreign policy, but said he is in agreement with the way the White House is handling the threat of ISIS now, and that he personally would support authorization for strikes inside their safe haven of Syria if President Obama asks for it first from Congress.
You're here in a tough race. A lot of your colleagues are as well. Is there any trepidation about having a politically explosive debate on authorizing use of force right before an election?
Look, I think the security of the nation comes first. I believe and others believe that ISIS can hit us here at home, and that really trumps all other considerations, and I'm anxious to hear what the president has in mind, and I think he's very likely to get support.
Dana Bash joins us live from Louisville, Kentucky, and I am also joined by the New York Times' Jonathan Martin, whose new piece for the New York Times Magazine is called, quote, "Mitch McConnell is headed down the stretch." Dana, let me start with you. What's striking about this move, this announcement, is that even the Democrat Allison Grimes has been keeping Obama at arm's length. Do you think there's any risk for McConnell?
Well, it's certainly not a risk when it comes to Obama because, I mean, you cannot stand with him for more than 5 seconds and not hear him criticize the president on everything else. I mean, everything else. And I've been with him now for 2 days here in Kentucky. I think, ironically, the bigger risk is the supporting, or at least tentative supporting of military action and of a congressional authorization to do that, because he is in such a tight race here, and this is a war-weary country. And I was with him at a speech a couple of hours ago here, and he seemed to almost be preparing the voters here for it. He was saying, look, I get that we've had 2 prolonged wars. It hasn't been easy, but sometimes, especially when the threat is as big as I think it is here, we might have to act. And I think that maybe is a bigger threat to him than saying, at least on this small thing, that he supports the president right now.